Okay. Oh, we're in a new place. Got this cool, I got this cool wall stuff. Oh, there's nobody here yet. Yay. Fun times. It's got nice plywood. Nice holes in the wall. Let me see if I can move it over to something more interesting. Let's see what we have a painting. We have, oh, that's a little better. I'll cover up the hole in the wall. There we go. Now you see my beautiful face instead of those holes in the wall. Hello. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? We're started about 2.5 minutes late. Not as bad as last time. It was 4 minutes late. In case you all can't hear me, I don't know if that's going to come out backwards. So, how's everybody doing? San Antonio. Oh, I half of my basic training was in San Antonio. I love it there. I also I used to have a friend down there. I've been there a bunch of times. Love it. It's very hot, but it's not too humid. It's kind of a drier heat. Good, it's not backwards. Yeah, and don't be shy, everybody. You can tell me where you're from, unless you're from somewhere that's, I don't know. Tell me where you're from. Central Florida. I've been to Tampa a bunch of times also, and St. Pete. And there's this little thing. There's some sawdust on the screen here. It's bothering me. Whoa. Okay. Montana, the empty state where everybody has more land and more space than anyone else in other states would understand. New York, Arkansas. Yay, this is great. People from all over the Michigan. I went to Michigan once. I didn't see any of the Great Lakes or anything fun. I went to this little teeny tiny town for this little tiny, it wasn't even a state fair, it was some kind of fair, but Illinois. My mom's side comes from right outside Chicago. Green Bay, Wisconsin. I know. The weather was icky too. It was very humid. It was right in the middle of summer. I literally wasn't sure if this room would work, the lighting and everything. I came down here at the last second. Actually, I brought coffee and water because I forgot to have my second coffee today, and I was like, I found a coffee machine. It was a vending machine that had frappuccinos, so I grabbed that, and then I grabbed a water, and now I don't know where I put them. Hold on 1 second. Where did I put them? Okay, I'm back. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by bottled coffee and bottled water. Those are our sponsors. Where'd the comments go? There they are. Comments disappear. It's really weird. They're on the screen, and then if nobody talks for like 5 seconds, they just disappear. And I have to touch the screen to make them come back. More Michigan. Happy Tuesday. Hello, Maine, Sacramento. I need to go to California. Oh, I need to go to California so bad. California is so beautiful. I was there literally once for a single day, a day and a half. It was the weirdest thing ever. That's a story in itself. South Florida, that must be getting nice right around this time. More California. California, Atlanta. Yay. Yeah, I know it's too late for coffee. I'm just going to sip it just in case I start to get a little bit like Vermont near Boston. I need to see Boston. Boston's supposed to be such a cool place. I don't know. That's what TV shows tell me. All the rough Irish fighting. Texas, more Texas. Yeah, like yeah, anytime is good for coffee if you don't need to go to sleep. Oregon, yay. My sister was in Oregon for several years. She loves it. She always wants to go back. Illinois. Oh yeah, I've never been to the UK. I have to go. I am not in the same city I'm usually in. I'm usually on the third floor of a house. This time I'm deep in my stock room. So at the last minute I ran down here. I was planning to give myself half an hour to set up and test everything, and I did not because I had to go back for coffee and 17 other things. And so I came rushing down here and I tried one little section I've sectioned off, and I forgot I didn't have a table there anymore. So rather than trying to get all this crap off the table and muscle it in around the corner over some other junk into that section, I just threw the camera on and figured whatever's behind me is behind me. There's two big holes in the wall. I'm trying to sit in front of them. But yeah, so this is some beat up drywall here and some plywood for your decor this evening. It's more Illinois, a lot of Illinois. More California. I don't want to miss anybody. Oh my gosh, what camera am I working with? Send me, that's your same name on Raven on I'm assuming that's your same name that will come up on a regular comment on a regular video. Put that comment in a regular video and I'll tell you about it. I don't want to divulge just yet the secret camera techniques that I've come up with, but I'll tell you privately because you specifically asked. But yes, Elaine. Oh, Elaine, I know you, Elaine. What's your incognito? Brooklyn, New York. Yes, Brooklyn. I always do well in Brooklyn. I've been to Brooklyn 3 times for a weekend show, another weekend show, and then once on a whim, I just drove down and set up right on the street because I heard they were letting vendors do that right outside the museum. And I drove from Philadelphia all 3 times, 2.5-hour drive. The worst tunnel fees ever. The worst. No, that's not true. Manhattan was the worst traffic, but Brooklyn wasn't great either. But no, I'd have so much money if I lived in Brooklyn doing what I do. I think I'd get double or triple what I get here in Philadelphia, South Jersey area, or right now I'm in Central PA. Oh, hello. Celtic, LL Celtic. California, yay. So, we've been on for like 10 minutes almost. Go ahead. Anybody have any questions or anything? That video today with the hammering aluminum, so fun. I thought it was going to be a little bit of fun when I started banging that aluminum and it just flattened out and it just started making all these textures, and it's so lightweight, but it looks like heavy metal, so it makes great earrings because it looks like really strong metal, but it's weighs like a feather. And you can get it, in, obviously in any color, just like the copper coated stuff. And the coating, whatever they use for the coating, it wasn't like, no matter how much I hammered it, coating wasn't getting scratched at all. I want to get 12 gauge and just have a lot of fun with it. I want to do like 5 more videos on that. That was so fun. But you can tell me more ideas you have for videos or questions. Yeah, the color did not rub or chip or scratch or anything. It was great. I'm gonna place an order for Parawire tomorrow, so I'm gonna ask if they have aluminum. I've never gotten aluminum from them. I think I got aluminum from them once. That's not true. I think I got a tiny bit of 12 gauge, plain silver, plain aluminum, and I'm gonna ask if they have colors. Parawire. I always like to talk to the woman on the phone. This one woman I talked to for years, she was so helpful. So she would ask, she'd sit there for half an hour, answer all my questions, help me try to figure out what I wanted to order. I've used the website before, and it's better. I'd say I'm going to overwhelm their phone service now. Everybody's going to be calling them, but if you can do it online, do it online. The thing about doing it online, you can do it anytime. Their phone service only goes till 4 o'clock my time, which is 1 o'clock California. So, and that's only on weekdays. But if you can get them on the phone. Now, I got this one lady. I don't want to say who's who because I don't remember anyone's name. But this one lady was amazing forever. And then this other lady I got one time, she was awful. She rushed me. She was rude, and she kept cutting me off, and then she hung up immediately and she got parts of my order slightly wrong because of it. Sent it to the wrong address. I ended up having to pick it up a week later than I wanted to because it was because I have 2 addresses. And I don't know if she's still there. That was like a year ago. I literally have not ordered from them for a whole year because the silver thing was irritating me, and I had so much in bulk that I was just working through that. But I have to order. I've been having to order again. I've been trying to eke by buying small amounts from Michaels and Joann Fabrics. What I've discovered is the silver is just random. Everybody's silver. Sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's hard. The silver plated copper, I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. Somebody told me it's because sometimes they get other different types of materials from China or from wherever they get their raw materials from, and sometimes they get cheap stuff. People give them cheap stuff, they cheat them, and they get crap, and so their stuff comes out worse. I don't know what the process is. I thought it was just electroplating silver right onto the copper, but maybe there's other materials involved in the whole process and other chemicals, and if you don't have the right chemical mixture, it messes it up. But I just kept hearing every batch is unpredictable, and sure enough, every time I'd order, it would be, one time it was horribly hard, one time it was like half hard. It wasn't supposed to be half hard, it was all supposed to be soft. And then, but like 5 years ago, it was always as soft as copper. It would, like, the silver was, if you close your eyes, you wouldn't know if you're working with silver or plain copper. It was that good. And then it just started getting crappy, and I still can't figure that one out. But as I was ordering from other places, I ordered from Amazon, I got straight from Michaels, I got straight from Joann. Theirs wasn't any better. It was just as unpredictable. Some of it was okay, and most of it was kind of hard. Yeah, you can break aluminum. You don't want to, like I said in the video, you don't want to hammer one, you don't want to cross it and then hammer a cross part. You'll break it. Yes, be happy. Be happy. This isn't why I say this, but there's a guy I used to listen to a lot, and he says, being happy is a responsibility as important as showering. If you're going to go out in public and you're not happy, you are as offensive to people around you as if you don't keep yourself clean and you never ever shower and you never change your clothes and you are just completely gross and dirty. And how you would be presented to yourself, that's, in his mind, that's just as bad as people who walk around being unhappy. Even if they're not trying to be mean to other people, it just comes across. And being happy is a choice, not a, it's not something that happens to you. It's not something that comes out of you that you have no control over. It's not something based on your circumstances. It is your choice. And that's a hard concept to believe, because everything in our whole life teaches us, you know, you're happy is something that happens to you or doesn't. You have no control over it. And it, you know, everybody knows you can try to be positive and it will help a little bit. I don't think most people understand that you can do more than try. You can believe that you will become more happy than you could ever imagine, and your belief will move you there. And it won't move you there right that second, but right that second, it will shift you. And that shift is enough that things will start going in a better direction in every single thing you do. Sorry, I've been missing your comments as I went on this little rant. I'm just reading your comments. Don't mind my face in the screen. Oh, okay. I think I read it all. Yay, there's 54 people here now. What brands? I don't even go by brands. I mean, okay, so silver from Parawire is supposedly really soft. I guess it'll be a great time for me to order. I'm still going to ask him on the phone. Make sure you send me that soft stuff, whatever you have. Send me the good stuff. Like I'm doing some kind of illicit deal. Want the good stuff. Oh yeah, I got to go to a thrift store and repurpose some stuff. That is the most fun ever, and I've had it on my to-do list, and I just haven't done it yet. 10 gauge. Oh, I want 10 gauge. I didn't even know 10 gauge was a thing. I mean, I knew it was a thing in the industrial world. I didn't know that they offered it to artist stuff. Aluminum isn't for anything but earrings. I agree mostly. I did make a cuff out of aluminum, and I have a friend who makes cuffs out of aluminum because they're open and close. Like you can open and close them and get them right on your wrist. You can do that with copper too, but sometimes, depending on how it's made and depending on the gauge, it can be a little bit pinchy on your arm. Like, can be a little bit uncomfortable. But aluminum is just like butter. And so obviously it's on your arm. You want to get it wrapped around at least 1.5 times. But, you know, and if you catch it on something, it's going to pop off. But it's always a risk with a lot of stuff. All right. Now I'm going up and down. I totally lost my place. Making bracelets and jewelry for years, never wire wrapped. Yeah, you want to get 20 gauge and 18 and 16 and and 22, and you could skip 24, but 26. You basically want to get 16, 18, 20, 22, and 26. Those 5 gauges in a small spool from the art store. It'll cost you, if it's silver, it'll cost you like $6 a spool. You can get a coupon in most of these art stores. If it's copper, it'll be like $3-4 a spool. You want to get all 5 of those gauges, and then you just want to watch some videos and just start. And 30 seconds into the video or from the thumbnail, if it's not what you're looking for, click off and find another one. Like, don't waste your time suffering through a whole long video that's not exactly what you're looking for. There's so many thousands of videos out there that you'll find what you're looking for if you scroll around a bit. And obviously, if you want to know something from me, I can point you to one of my videos. Leather cord. I get leather cord. Well, first of all, you can get from Amazon, you can get 100 20-inch leather cords with a clasp and a little link bit of chain on the end for like 20 cents a piece. Like you can get 100, less than 20 cents. You can get 100 of them for like $11 from Amazon. Just do 2mm leather cord clasp bulk. Put those keywords in. Amazon has tons that you can get 25, 50, whatever. Now, if you want to just your own leather cord and you want to work with it yourself, you can get a spool from Michael's or actually you can get it from Walmart for $11, but I've had it be kind of crappy. It breaks. So you can get from Michael's for $20. Coupon, you can get it down to like 12. And it's 25 yards, which is 25 meters, which is 75 feet, which is enough to give you standard about 40 lengths for necklaces. But you want 2mm round leather. Sometimes they say it's waxed. Oh, 10 gauge aluminum on Amazon. Great prices. 6 different colors. Ooh, that sounds good. I don't like the kitty colors, like the crayon colors. I like to get, if they had like a whole bunch of different earth tones, that would be cool. Deerskin leather cord lace. That sounds interesting. I'm gonna write that down. Maybe I should be taking notes from you guys. This should be the time where I learn deerskin leather cords from Amazon. That sounds great. Thank you. Indiana. Oh, beaded vision jewelry. Oh, yay. Fun. Oh, what state are you located in, beaded vision jewelry? Paula, this is not live. You're watching a repeat. I'm sorry. This is you came too late. You missed it again. This is a recorded message made just for you. Stuff for men. I have like 7 videos on stuff for men. If you ask a more specific question on what about stuff for men, I might be able to answer. Oh, 100 yards of copper. Yay. Except it might not be a gauge you can use. Electrician's copper. Someone told me this story. I never verified it. They said wrapping copper wire around semi-precious stones is something invented by an American plumber in the 1970s. He had all this extra copper wire and he decided what to do with it, and he came up with this art form, and his pieces are now in museums and he's famous, and I don't even know his name, but somebody told me that story. So you guys can tell me if you know more about that. But yeah, that's where you can get a lot of copper without the coating. I mean, it has that icky plastic coating. You have to strip it off if you get it with that. Oh, wooden beads, Melissa. Wooden beads are good from AliExpress. You can get a whole bunch very cheap. You got to scroll through and try to find exactly what you want for a big amount for a small amount of money, but you can find it. The dollar stores in Philadelphia, there was these supply stores that sell to dollar stores. So they're selling half the price what the dollar store charges, like 50 cents. And they're in bulk. They were all kinds of amazing stuff. I used to go to these supply stores, to the dollar stores. They're up in North Philly, and straight from Asia. Half of them hardly speak English. But if you come in there and you have cash and you want to buy in bulk, you can buy like I used to buy tons of beaded necklaces for 50 cents, like giant, just strings of wooden beads for 50 cents, and then just cut them all up and get all the beads out. I still have bags and bags of beads from when I used to do that. But there's got to be, I mean, there's so many. One time I bought a purse. It was so funny. I bought a purse from the thrift store. It was like maybe $2-3, and this purse had wooden beads like embroidered across it in patterns all over the place. I cut that thing into pieces, and I'm not joking. Like it filled up like half of a small bucket. That's how many wooden beads there were. It was insane. They were big barrel beads too. But you can get a pack of wooden beads from Michaels, Joann Fabrics. They're a little pricier. They're not as pricey as buying a string of stones, but they're definitely worth it if you're just going to make some stretch bracelets or something. I mean, a pack of beads like this is like $4, and you could probably get like 7 or 8 bracelets out of that. So you're like paying 50 cents for the material for each bracelet, and then you could sell the bracelets, I don't know, $7-8. If they're all wood, I sell bracelets for like $7 or $8. If I use some semi-precious stones, then it goes up a little bit, like 10, 15. If I use all giant semi-precious stones, like 10 millimeter all the way across, like really nice ones, I might charge 20 for the bracelet, but I'm still getting a great deal. Like if they're going to walk away, I can go down to 15 or 12 usually and still make a deal. But that's when I'm getting from AliExpress because the stones are much cheaper. Yeah, I need to do the coffee. I can feel it. I'm like, the last 2 live times I went live, I was like amped. You guys, I'm very extroverted, so I get energy from you guys. This time I'm just like, so hopefully this stuff doesn't have too much sugar. But I like to sip a little bit and then put a little bit of water in it to water down the sweetness, because they usually put a little too much sugar. People think that's gross. I don't know. It's fine to me. I would add milk or something if I had it, but AliExpress. Okay. The 8th, I think he's still the 8th richest man on earth from China. He was poor nobody. He knew nothing about tech. He made this website to connect all of the creators in the East, all the manufacturers in the East, all the sweatshops, like all the people producing billions of stuff for pennies on the dollar, to all the people in the West who consume all this stuff. Normally, in the past, it was just giant companies that would go over to Asia and say, hey, we want to make, like Nike, Apple would go over, we want to make a gazillion of these sneakers. We need you to get a gazillion of your people to sit down at sewing machines and everything and pump them out, and we'll pay you like awesome wages, like a couple pennies here and there. And because China was very poor and a lot of people were coming from little family farms and starving, like just getting a few pennies was more than, getting a little bit more than they normally made was worth it. So this whole relationship worked out. But for all the little people that weren't giant corporations, you just had to buy the marked up retail price. Well, this guy, Jack Ma is his name. He came up with this website to connect all these little manufacturers with all these little people in the West and do the wholesale, cut out the middleman, get your supplies directly from where all the big stores are getting their supplies from. And that's called Alibaba. He called it, that was the name of his website, Alibaba. Now, AliExpress is a spin-off of Alibaba. I don't know why or what. I just know the person who does AliExpress introduced it to me, one of my mentors, and that's all I've ever used. So I don't know if Alibaba, I don't know the difference. I just know one, AliExpress is the one I use, and maybe because it's faster, maybe that's one where you get stuff in the mail faster. Generally, it comes between 9 to 20 days after you pay for the order. Like as soon as you put the order in, you're waiting. 1 week goes by. As soon as that first week goes by, you can start expecting it, because sometime in the second week, you're going to start getting packages at your door, and it'll come randomly. And then you'll continue to get packages up until about 3 weeks after you ordered, and then they'll drop off. Every once in a while, some will get lost somewhere, and you'll end up with some random package like a month and a half later, but they're usually pretty good. The shipping is free. You got to watch the shipping. They trick you. The shipping is usually free on AliExpress. It's amazing that you can get it from China for free at such low prices. They have like amazing deals worked out somehow with the shipping, but you got to be careful, because if you say you want one item, it's free. If you want two of the exact same item, it's free. Somewhere around 3, 4, or 5, they realize that you're not just a person buying, but you are actually someone looking for wholesale in bulk. And for some reason, around 3, 4, or 5 of the exact same item, they'll suddenly put on a big chunk of shipping, which changes the price totally. And I immediately X out that window and start over again. And I'd say, okay, I just want one. I'll literally just order one every day. I want one today, one tomorrow, one, so I can just get it for free shipping. One time I just bit the bullet and said, whatever, I really need this product. I got 20 of them and I had to pay the shipping fee. But it's weird. The shipping fee it punishes you. And then as you start ordering more and more, the shipping fee goes lower and lower and lower. It's like once they realize you're going to order in bulk, they try to force you to order a lot in bulk to get the shipping back down again. It's the weirdest tactic, and I don't like it, but I can't complain. Wish is worse. I hate Wish. I've never ordered from Wish. Wish is the same company. It's the same idea as Alibaba, AliExpress. Exact same thing. But they're better advertisers. They advertise on all the American stuff. They're better at sounding American. And they round off everything to $1, $2. They don't have all this cent stuff, whatever. Okay, it makes it easier for people who don't like doing math. But Wish will change the price in the middle of the sale, and that's way more dishonest. Wish will say this item is $2, and then you click on it, it's $2, and then you're about to buy it, and suddenly it's $5. It jumps like 2.5 times, and if you're not watching what you're doing, you'll end up just saying okay and buying it thinking you spent $2. And if you're buying a whole bunch of stuff and not watching the numbers, I think they get people that way. And that irritated me so bad that I tried Wish 3 times. Every few months I tried again because I'm like, oh, this has some interesting stuff, and AliExpress is getting on my nerves for some other reason. Nope, not doing it. I tried Rio Grande. They have better prices than Parawire, but they have very, very limited options compared to Parawire. Okay, sorry, I've been ignoring your comments forever because I've just been ranting. I'm going to go back and try to read. Okay, so maybe Alibaba is only for bulk, but AliExpress is for, you can buy one single watch for $2. It's crazy. Okay. Yeah, the weird it's really weird. It says ship from China or ship from the US. You ship from the US and your shipping charge is humongous. Ship from China, it's free. That shows up on a lot of their AliExpress. It's very random and weird, but whatever, you know. Uh, uh, I use. I've used PayPal. I think. I think I just use a debit card. I couldn't see if I don't know. Someone said Rio Grande, the shipping. I don't know if you meant the shipping was really good or really bad. Yeah, Wish is terrible. Amazon does that. They'll slip in support for Boy Scout, Girl Scouts if you don't. Ugh, I'm hearing even more bad stuff about Wish I didn't even know about. Yes, AliExpress has an app. I I don't like using AliExpress on my phone. I've ordered on my phone direct from my phone, and I've used their app, and I really prefer to use the laptop. You can see so much more. It's more user friendly. I don't know why, being one of the biggest websites on earth, they don't have simple keyword things that make it more user friendly that Amazon does. Like AliExpress, like say you're typing in some keywords or something, they won't use synonyms because they don't have enough English translators. I know they can afford them. It's just laziness, but I don't know what it is. But like Amazon will use synonyms. If you say the word that's close to what you're looking for, but it's not the exact word, they'll say, "Oh, do you mean this?" AliExpress will just say, "Nope, we don't have anything with that word." Um, and there's other weird things they do that AliExpress is a little clunky, but once you get over their clunkiness, the savings are insane, and Amazon's getting good too. Um, Aaron says make art. I I bent some wire last time and made a few hearts. I didn't even bring any with me. I drew some pictures too. Um, I don't even have where did I even do I even have any markers here? I should do like a live painting. That's a good idea. If I'm going to do this every week, I have to keep it interesting. I should do some kind of live art every time so that it's like something different, because we're going to run out of questions here pretty soon. I think. I don't know. Maybe you guys are unlimited with questions and you can't wait to get yours out. Maybe I'm wrong. Now, are you not entertained? Um, I'm reading all the comments again. Nope, Martha, you didn't make it. This is the rerun. You missed the live show. Sorry to tell you. Oh, this is so funny. Yeah, Sophie and Domino are not here. They're in the other city. I will do next time. I'll do some kind of live painting, or I'll do some kind of live jewelry or something, because that will be fun. Um, I've been creating for about 10 years. I started while I was still teaching elementary. There's a whole 35-minute video on that crazy, random, awful story. I'm looking around right now, this stockroom, to see if there's anything I could do to make. Here's this is fun. This was in an older video. You got to watch it. It was such a fun video. I just made it on the spot. All I had in my mind is I wanted to make a guitar, and then I just went with it. And I kept adding layers and layers of color. honestly, I did not have a plan for it. I kept throwing pieces of wood on the canvas and spray painting around the wood, hoping a guitar would pop up. Like I was putting the outline of the guitar with the wood. It wasn't happening, so I just kept adding layers and layers and layers, and eventually I got it to work. Um, my other favorite painting was right here. This one is another guitar. This one was my favorite. That one was just another. I really don't plan these, so that one was super fun. And oh, what else? At least I have some paintings down here to show you. This one I was attempting to try to copy a stained glass thing. I was trying to make that look stained glass-ish. This was years ago. Oh, Bob Ross. This is a fun story. I went to a Bob Ross. You ever see Painting with a Twist? You can go and bring your own wine and you copy what the teacher tells you to copy, and people with no art skills can follow along. It's like paint by numbers. So, somebody's comes out good, other people's comes out looking childish, but everyone has fun and everyone gets drunk. Well, I went to one of those, but there was no alcohol, and it was Bob Ross. They had Bob Ross on the screen, and the teacher was a real college art professor, and he was super serious about, we're going to paint this Bob Ross painting. Well, I was like, yeah, Bob Ross is great, but I'm not going to copy his exact painting. That is so boring. So I did my own interpretation, and the professor got angry at me. He literally came up and he's like, no, this is wrong. And he started like taking my brush and rubbing, trying to smear out some of the wild stuff I was putting on there. And I had to be like, do not touch my painting. Like I don't like confronting people because I have the longest fuse in the world, and I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt forever and ever and ever. And at the end of that fuse, when I lose it, like I lose it pretty bad for all of that time I gave them the benefit of the doubt. And I was like, do not touch. I was like, are you crazy? You're an art professor and you're touching somebody's painting you're messing up somebody's painting without asking them. I don't care if it's not even a student teacher relationship. I'm a stranger who came to this one class. What are you doing? Anyway, this is all going through my head. I was like, I tried to be nice. I was like, no. And I took the paintbrush back. He came back again and tried it again. And I was like, I'm good. And he left. So then every time he came around to me, he's like, that's very nice, Susan. Rita, I like how you're doing that. Margaret, you need to, this is all women and me. Margaret, you need to, you might want to touch that up a little bit. There you go. Yep. And he passed me and he's like, and you're just going to do whatever you want. And then he went to the next person. I took a photo of everybody's painting, and because at the end I was so much happier with mine than everybody else's. So here's that painting. This is Bob Ross interpreted by Matt's Crazy Art. So that was fun. Some of the tree was supposed to be there, the water, the landscape, the mountains, the sun. The sun was a little teeny tiny yellow thing with a few beams of white. It wasn't supposed to be all that crazy pink stuff. And the mountains were just way more gray and boring. They weren't supposed to look like some kind of alien landscape or some kind of harsh something or other. And I think I put all the trees, all that shrubbery at the bottom there. I'm not sure. I might have come up with that too. But anyway, that was fun. Here's a just wild and crazy. I used masking tape. I put masking tape down, spray painted around it, and then pulled the masking tape up, all in different patterns. And I got this guy. What else do we have? This one is on my page, my Facebook page. This is just a random spray paint with edges. I really like that. My Facebook page, www.facebook.com/MacResArt. Matt's Crazy Art with abbreviations, MacResArt. Super clever, right? And then there's the Facebook group. I always tell people, I don't know, I set it up kind of funny so people get lost. The Facebook group is not the Facebook page. The Facebook page, I just post all the videos I post on YouTube, or most of them. The Facebook group is where you can go put your art, put your pictures, encourage each other, talk about stuff, come up with new ideas. I'm getting ideas from videos from that group. There's people there with so many creative things that blow my mind. What did Aaron say now? Is Aaron causing trouble? I have to read some more of these comments. I think Bob Ross would like my painting. Yeah, that's like going up to somebody cooking and adding seasoning to their cooking. Like, what? Don't do that. Yeah, I do custom. I don't like taking custom orders. I do it. I'm not one of those people who likes commissions. I prefer to be totally free, but I grin and bear it sometimes. People are probably thinking I'm acting totally spoiled, like they would love to get more commissions. The problem with commissions is half the people are super awesome and they're like, just do something and interpret it your own way, but kind of like this, and that's fun. The other half the people want something very specific and they're almost never happy, and that's very stressful for an artist. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm scrolling all the way back to see if I missed anything. I don't know who set up this live system, but like every time I'm not touching the screen with my finger, all your comments just disappear. And then I'm rambling, and then I have to go back, and then I have to touch the screen and scroll all the way back to try to find them. So I'm taking my finger like this and I'm scrolling. You can't see it because it's over here, but I would put links to in every video of everything I used, but that would require being disciplined and organized. So right now I'm like trying to figure out how that works. Okay. If I missed something you asked, just say it again, because I'm scrolling back down again to get to the bottom. Sorry, this must be the boring part. Bob Ross was one of the original people who had a painting channel on public television. I think he started in the 70s and went all the way through the 80s. Facebook page where I inspire kids. Kids are trouble. They don't need any more inspiration. No, kids are natural artists. Kids are great because they don't have, until people start criticizing them, they don't have those hang-ups that adults have. If you send me 3 2x4 foot, I don't think you mean 2x4 foot. That's a huge canvas. But if you send me 3 canvases, yes, I will paint them for your earrings display. I will not paint an actual painting like what I just showed you. I'll just do what I would do for my own displays, which is just add some color to them. But you could do that. I just blend different colors until I'm happy. Aaron is being very bossy. Aaron, you have to come and help direct this so that I stay on track. Bob Ross is on YouTube. Yes, he is. Yes, Bob Ross is American. He passed away like 15 years ago. He was famous because he not only taught painting, but he was very positive, and he was kind of like a little psychologist, like making everybody feel happy about their lives as he was teaching the painting. Uh, there's a crazy video I watched with my dad about why you can't buy a Bob Ross painting. Like the organization that took all his paintings, like thousands of them, has them sitting in crates because they don't know what they're doing. And you can't buy one. You can buy stupid Bob Ross paraphernalia. You can buy socks and mugs, and they sit there and they take orders for socks and mugs on their phones all day, and they have all these paintings in the back room and they won't sell them. And I watched the whole video and still couldn't figure out quite why. Yeah, kids are naturally messy and artists. 24 by 48. Okay. That's going to be a lot for shipping, but um yeah, it's funny. No Bob Ross paintings have a single person in them. That's just one of his quirks. Everybody has a thing. Mini 1-inch canvases and wire wrap them as pennants. Yes, that's a great idea. Super idea. They have these teeny tiny little canvases in art stores, like made for like mice. I've always thought of taking them and painting little tiny paintings and then making earrings. I never did it. I don't think they would be a big enough seller to make it an entire art form, but it would be fun to try it a couple times. I see a lot more people thinking they're hilarious and talking and bringing their friends over, but then not buying them because they would never actually wear them. But I could be too skeptical. It's funny. My dad, who is a trained fine artist, does not like Bob Ross. He's like, oh, he puts me to sleep. My dad likes this other artist. I think he's German and he's way more spunky. And he came out around the same time, and nobody knows about him because he didn't capture the public whatever the same way. But I have to ask my dad what his name is. But my dad loves this other guy, and he's like way more spunky, and he's just as positive as Bob Ross. But he's not like Bob's like, oh yeah. Bob is like very very chill. Like he's nowadays they would joke about what he was doing to get chill. I'm not gonna go there, but you guys know what I'm thinking. There's gonna be a fight here, pro and anti Bob Ross people. This is what I planned. This is what I was hoping for. Oh wow, your mom shrunk. Oh come on, your mom was. Who is this? Al C. What? It keeps going away. Al C. Muse. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Your mom took her real paintings and got prints of them that big and put them on little canvases and sold them as earrings. And they sold. I bet they would, because that's real paintings. That's amazing. There's like, I know someone on this channel likes to watch makeup tutorials like a crazy person, like addiction. And I saw this one makeup artist. I don't know. I wouldn't even call her a makeup artist. She was just a crazy artist, and she painted all over her face like crazy stuff. And at one point, she painted Bob Ross painting a painting on her face. Like she painted all of Bob Ross painting a painting, and the painting, if you zoomed in, was one of his real paintings. I know I'm saying it wrong, but there was something like that. This one makeup woman was just insane, the amount of details she could put into teeny tiny spots on her own face. So yeah, it could be done. You could paint teeny tiny little paintings that actually come out really amazing, or you could just shrink prints from large paintings. That would be fun. His name is Bill Alexander, the German guy? No, no. I think he has a weird name. That sounds too normal. I don't know. I'll find out. Your sister lives in Quaalude? Oh, we haven't even hit an hour yet. We're going all night. This is the third live. The first two, I was so excited. This one, I was just like, um, I hope it works out in this new room. And I have 15 million things to do today. So I'm glad at some point I'm going to be able to put all that stuff aside and say, I don't care. Now is the time I get to just talk and I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do any of that stuff I don't want to do for at least an hour and a half. You just get to talk. So I was looking forward to it for that reason. But now apparently I have to like paint paintings and make more jewelry while I'm talking because everybody's going to get bored after the third time. I feel like I'm not getting any caffeine, even though I think I'm drinking. You can, you want to make a pendant out of one of those world map watches? Do it. I have just watch faces where I'll wire wrap all around them, and they make like where I do the double strand and swirl a bunch of swirls, and they just come out so great. I never did it by taking apart a watch. You can buy watch faces, just watch faces on AliExpress, and you can get them in bulk for like $1 each. You get all different kinds. You get like 10 of them, 10 silver or antique bronze, brass. And I used to have a bunch of those. And I would still make them, but I left a bunch in a box for like 2 years, and all the batteries died. And I used to get the last two times I ordered batteries from AliExpress so I could put them in the watches that ran out of batteries. I got the wrong kind of battery, and then I got irritated and just stopped trying. But one time I got the right kind of batteries, and blew my mind that these batteries are like 10 cents each. And you go to any watch store and they'll charge you like $5 to $10 to replace your battery, but they're paying probably 5 cents for that watch battery. Yeah, I'm hesitating to drink it because it's too sweet, and subconsciously I know it's going to be too sweet, and so I have to add more water. And if I keep adding water, it's diluting the whole thing. I guess that's better. I'm getting my water and my coffee at the same time. Oh my gosh. The AliExpress wooden beads are cool because you can get really weird shapes, like flat, square, or like weird geometric shapes, like really. And you just add a couple of those with some regular beads, and it can make a bracelet look really crazy. I usually have 2 coffees a day. I only had one. So this is my second one, and I keep filling it with water. So it's like I'm not drinking it. I really need a topic. I need like a business manager to plan this all out. I need a topic before I go to do each one. I wasn't even going to do one. I thought you have to be a big humongous channel to do this kind of thing. But I saw some other channels about the same size that were doing them a lot, and then people kept asking. So I tried it, and I'm like, wow, this is so great. So here I am on the third one. Oh, aspartame. Yeah, I don't like fake sugars. I'll starve before I'll eat fake sugars. How much wire for a ring? Just give yourself extra and then cut off what you don't need. It's just you just learn as you go. I mean, don't be afraid to waste wire. Don't be afraid to lose wire. You'll see a lot of videos I come out right to the end and I barely have enough wire to finish, and that's because I'm cutting it too close. Don't be like that. Like an extra inch of wire costs a fraction of a penny. Like just aim to make your piece beautiful and let the wire fall where it will. Yeah, I said in the last vid. Well, I can answer the same things again. I shouldn't assume that people watched every one of the other live ones, so forgive me. But yeah, in the earlier videos I was making a year ago, I played guitar in every single video. I had about 7 different guitar recordings that I would put mix and match into different videos. Some of them I found an app where I could have multiple guitars playing, and that was really fun. But then that app started acting weird on me. So then I was just stuck with one guitar. There's like one song where I literally smack the guitar for the drums, and then I play I play bass on the guitar, and then I play rhythm on the guitar, and then I play lead on the guitar. So I have 4 tracks of all guitar. It's all acoustic, but it came out really good, and I use that every once in a while. Oh, and I use my voice. I'm just shouting out stupid stuff here and there. But I wanted to do more multi-track recording, and I actually put a lot of time and effort into building a recording studio twice. I had to move it. So I want to do a lot more of that music. I really want to do it like crazy, like I'm dying to. Um, in the meantime, I discovered all this because in the beginning you can't use other people's music. Your video will get flagged. It might even get kicked off completely. You definitely can't monetize it. So you can't use like commercial music. You can't use Rihanna or Gwen Stefani's music, or the Beatles or anything. But they do have canned music. They have music people like lower quality artists make just for people who want background music for videos. And some of it you have to pay for, and it's really cheesy and icky. And after I swam through some of that, I was like, gross. So that's why I was making my own. But there are, every once in a while, you come across a song that's I like, it's pretty okay. And when I find one of those, I'll end up throwing it on a whole bunch of videos. So you'll see on a bunch of my videos, there's like 5 or 6 songs I like. There's really 2 or 3 I really like. There's one, it sounds like a 1930s song, like a jazz song. And it has like, what's the lead? The lead is a clarinet or something. It's so well done. It's only like a 1.5 minute song. I play that stupid thing over and over. I put it on most of the videos where I'm dancing. And again, for most of you who don't know when I'm dancing, most of the time there's zero music. Zero. I'm hearing music in my head. And then I put the music behind it later. And my dad doesn't believe me because he says everything, it looks like you're dancing the music. It all lines up. It's a funny trick that most music is in a very small window of the same tempo. And so if you're dancing to anything that looks in that tempo, and then you put music behind it, your brain will start to see the person's movements and hear the music and match it up and think they were made to go together. It's really wild. That's why you can see like the song Uptown Funk. Google YouTube Uptown Funk old dancing, and you'll see Fred Astaire and 100 other black and white movies of people dancing to this new pop song, and it matches up perfectly. Now they edited it to match up really perfectly, but it really wasn't as hard as it looks to make it fit. So there's my rant about that. Good night, Kathleen. Bye, Kathleen. Everybody's saying good night. Kathleen, you must have like made a big impression here tonight. My brother-in-law uses a heat gun for his wooden flags. That was in a video a while back. I need to get a heat gun. There's so many tools I want to play with I haven't tried yet. Oh my gosh. I'm reading your comments. You guys are entertaining me now. Ooh, paper earrings. I've never done paper beads. I love them and they look so fun and I need to do them. I've been making jewelry for 10 years. I need a sip more coffee. I'm fading. Oh, Beverly, your comments are disappearing. Nobody can read anything you write. I'm sorry. YouTube just put you on that list. Oh, new people just coming in. Yay. I don't think this is going to be a 2-hour one. I'm running out of things to say and I'm low energy. Um, I could go on a rant. If anyone has a question, I can tell you a story. You want to hear a story about something? Let's pick a topic. I've probably drank about enough coffee to not even give me any caffeine, just sugar. You know, sugar really does make you tired more than it makes you hyper. That's more of a myth that it makes kids go crazy. Like carbs in general, and sugar is just the basic carb. Sugar, like all carbs break down to sugar. It generally makes you tired. Like protein is actually what makes you more awake. So like you want to get pep in your step or whatever, have some tuna fish. Like fish is a really good protein. Any kind of protein that doesn't have a lot of carbs mixed in with it, like just baked chicken without breading. Um, oh my goodness. Kids are just normally crazy and hyper, and if they don't have an outlet for their energy, then they're gonna drive you crazy. And they also love sugar because haven't they haven't lived long enough to understand that if you eat a ton of sugar, you're gonna feel sick. So to them, they're just living in the moment, and sugar tastes amazing, and so they're so people put it together and think sugar makes kids hyper. No, kids are gonna be hyper. They're gonna be crazy because they're living their best life, and you should be that way too. We would be, a lot of us would be as hyper as kids if we were not hung up by 15 blocks in our persona that we have taken on to stifle our own energy. Now we'd be like as crazy energetic as kids, but not as dumb as kids. So because we'd have all that wisdom from living too. So we'd be like knocking out crazy projects. And that's why I'll say, like I said in a video a couple times, the people you love the most, every once in a while you'll meet someone and be like, that person is just amazing all the time. That person is just like a hero. I want to be that person. You'll often find they are very much like a big kid. Everyone will say, oh, that person's like a big kid. And they even might be mischievous at times, because that's the part of being a kid you should never grow up from. The only thing you should grow up is into more wisdom, but you should not lose your excitement about living in the moment. There we go. There's another sermon for you. Oh, the elders, please pass around the offering. Oh my gosh, do I have a set time in which I work? No, I have goals. I have pressure from certain things I need to do. I've put pressure on myself that I need to put out a certain number of videos every day. Most YouTubers would say every month or every week. For me, it's every day. And I could go into that, but that's kind of something I'm not talking about just yet. I might reveal what that is. It's something I got from someone else, and it's been a huge help. But I put pressure on myself to get certain things done by a certain time based on a bunch of stuff. And then every day I wake up, it's a race. How many of these things can I get done? And then as I get them done, I feel good. And as I don't get them done, I start to beat myself up. And then I have to figure out what to do. Am I going to keep beating myself up, or am I going to pivot and get out of my head and do all those things I tell you guys to do in those videos? And every time I get out of my head successfully and I manage to turn the whole day around, and I manage to fight to be positive in the midst of nothing seeming to go right, and forcing the day to become positive, the more like my brain, like a light bulb goes off in my head, and I say, I should share this. And then I turn on the camera sometimes and I say, hey guys, this is a thing. and and then I think maybe people are tired of hearing me say one of these things, but then I get a lot of cool comments and people are like, wow, this is what I needed to hear right now. And I'm like, That's so awesome. Like, not only did I turn around my day, but people in Michigan and Southeast Asia and Australia are like, that's what I wanted to hear. Of all the thousands of YouTube videos uploaded that day, somebody stumbled across some of mine and liked them. That's amazing. That's so, like, if one person put a comment just one time saying that they liked one of those videos, I would be like, yes. But it's super fun. Oh. Um Good night, Judy. Don't be sad, Hannah. Why is Hannah sad? Somebody help Hannah. Somebody better be nice to Hannah. I didn't even read why Hannah's upset. Heather Boyd Wire is here. Heather Boyd Wire has a channel. I did not know she's commenting on all my stuff, telling me, Matt, that's like when I used to do this, and that reminds me of when I do this. And I'm like, who is this Heather Boyd Wire who keeps commenting on my stuff like she knows all this stuff? And then Dan Baldwin, who's the coolest guy, he's a former drill sergeant, and he's commenting on a lot of videos. He's like, you don't know Heather Boyd Wire? You got Heather Boyd Wire is, if she's commenting on your channel, that's like huge. And I'm like, what? So anyway, so yay. Welcome, Heather. Heather is complimenting me. It's so awesome. I am getting sleepy. I've been on a better sleep schedule. Literally, if I get to bed at a good time and wake up within the window I want to, that automatically sets my day in a good motion. Heather, were you the one who had the bicycle in the car window as you were driving? Was that you or someone else? I saw a video like that and I was like, that is so hilarious. Oh my gosh. She has like this wire bicycle. First of all, there's people who like make bicycle earrings. I've never tried it. I've seen it made so many times. So cool. They wrap the wire into it. It looks like a little tiny bicycle. But she has her bicycle, like, so she's driving, she's filming, she puts the bicycle up to the car window. She couldn't be driving, but I hope not. But she's filming and she has the bicycle in the car window, and as the landscape's going by, she has the bicycle like riding on the grass and then jumping over the curb and then like jumping over, going up mountains and stuff. And it was very funny. And I said, that's the kind of thing I want to do. I'm going to steal that. Try to do put my own spin on it. Goodbye, Raven Elaine. Yeah, I'm fading. I'm getting tired. What are we up to? An hour and 13 minutes. Yeah, last time we passed 2 hours and I was ready to go it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but even the first time, it was 9 o'clock, I think. And by 11, I was just like, I was ready to go all night. But maybe I've been getting to bed earlier and it's better for me. Instagram, yes. Matt's Crazy Art, all one word. I'm trying to get on other social medias, but right now I'm stuck on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Heather's fine. I did go on TikTok because this guy who I think has some of the best ideas on earth was been telling everyone to go on TikTok. So I went on and I put 3 videos on. You'll find them there. It's same name. And I got a whole bunch of hits, but then it was weird. I when I was using their music that they're promoting, like, or they had in their list, I got like 100 hits on a brand new video. And then the third video I used my own music and I got 0 hits. And I was like, what is that? And then I just had too much stuff going on. I haven't posted since I was like 2 months ago. It's Matt's Crazy Art on TikTok, I think. I haven't even been there. Now I have the app on my phone and I get stupid notifications from stupid viral TikTok people like, oh my gosh, he told me I look funny in this outfit. What do you guys think? And it's just, they're just promoting the app more now that I have the app. I have Twitter. I never used it. I never even opened it. I have LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I put a few posts because LinkedIn is like the new Facebook. It's not LinkedIn anymore. It's now Facebook format, and supposedly it might blow up like Facebook. TikTok it started for preteens, like 9 to 13-year-olds. And it's basically, if you remember Vine from back in the day, like 5 years ago, Vine was like a shortened version of YouTube for kids. Well, for young people, like 6-minute videos. Your videos had to only be 6 minutes. So all these young people had to come up with really comedic videos that only lasted 6 minutes. It's insane to me. Like, it sounds completely stupid to me, but there were some people who could, 6 seconds. Sorry, I keep saying 6 minutes. There were some people who could literally come up with really funny things in just 6 seconds. And then they would string a bunch of them together and you could just keep watching one after another. Well, anyway, that whole thing went off the air, went off the internet like 5 years ago. And TikTok is, I think, a version of that, only they're a little more reasonable. Their videos are 15 seconds. And in under some circumstances, I think you can have the video as long as 30 seconds and maybe even more, depending. It's weird. But TikTok is officially for like preteens and maybe young teens. But as this guy is saying online that I like to listen to, he's saying that's just what it is now. You get in there early and it's going to blow up. It's going to be for adults soon. And everyone was saying YouTube was just for dumb kids 12 years ago. And now all the people who got big on YouTube because they were the only one there 12 years ago are now have millions of subscribers, and they're not necessarily even the most talented. They just happen to have gotten in early. And you can, yeah, Heather spilled the beans. I was trying to keep this guy's name secret. I always like to keep things secret. I'm funny like that, which is funny because I've learned, and I said this in the last video, that artists should never be afraid of people stealing their stuff, because if you get hung up on people stealing your stuff, you're just torturing yourself. Everybody's going to copy everybody, and if you're a good artist, no one can steal from you and catch up to where you are, because you'll be way ahead of doing even more innovative stuff by the time they try to catch up to you, and they won't do it as good as you. And everyone will know you did it first, and they'll probably have to field a whole bunch of crap from people who are mad that they copied you. So don't worry about people copying you. People said when I made this video, aren't you worried about everybody is going to copy you? I'm like, I've learned if somebody at the same craft sale copies me and is right next to me at the same booth copying my exact pieces, it's never been that extreme. But in that situation, they can't catch me. They can't take my customers. I'm better than them. Like, I can outsell them. I can outthink them. I can make my pieces better faster than they can keep up. And if you think that way, then life is a big joke in a good way. Life is like exciting and hilarious. If you're always worried about people stealing from you, you're going to be miserable. And I told the story about one of my mentors. She's awesome. I love her. She might one day listen to this and get mad that I put this on here because she's a little feisty, but I mean, she's cutthroat business wise, but one time she she does a certain kind of art that I have no interest in doing with resin and like resin molds, and she makes jewelry. And one time she found that I had the same charm on my earrings that she was using on her earrings. It was just a charm with some hooks. That's it, just the charm with the hooks. It was nothing. It was no creativity. Like we bought the same charms on AliExpress randomly because that's what happens. And she got so mad that I had the same charm. And she said, "You're copying me. You don't do that. You have your style. I have my style. That's why we can vend together. And that's why we help each other. You don't copy me. That's really upsetting me." And I was like, I didn't copy you. I had no idea you use this charm. She's like, "Well, I do, but just don't take it any further." And I was like, that's stupid. That's insane. But okay. So then I went home and I went online and I Googled her kind of art and I found tons of it. And I found famous people even wearing it, like Kim Kardashian wearing her exact style of jewelry made by somebody else. And I found all those photos and I downloaded them and I made them look like they were my own. And then I sent them all to her and I said, "Hey, guess what? I started doing your style and I love it. And people are really buying it." Is that not the most exciting thing ever? She had a horrible day. She was freaking out. She's like, you're not serious. You're lying. No, you're lying." And then she's like, "Please tell me you're lying. Please. No, this can't be. You wouldn't do this to me." It was all on text. I wish I could have seen her face. And then she's like, she got really upset. She started texting all her other artist friends. "Is he really doing this? Is he messing with me?" And then we had a mutual friend who is way more chill, and she thought it was the funniest thing in the whole world. And so that was fun. That's watered down coffee. Funny, you guys are terrible. Picking on me with my watered down coffee. Yeah, I had another artist friend. Um, she had someone copy her. Like she had a very specific kind of art. She invented it. Like literally, she came up with a style that no one else had, and scientifically came up with a way to do something no one had quite exactly done before, and had to experiment a bunch of times to make it work. And then she finally got it to work. And then she found someone on the other side of the country years later, not only copying her, but literally copying her website, like using the same font, the same everything. Like she literally carbon copied her entire artist life. Some girl on the other side of the country. And this was another one of my mentors, and she was just as angry, but she didn't freak out. She emailed her and sent her a cease and desist. Like she's like, "I will legally take you down. I will sue you." Like, and the girl stopped. She like changed her stuff up. I don't know. I'm you. Nobody can do that to me because I'm too irresponsible and random for you to try to. By the time you copy me next week, I'm doing something different. But I don't know. That was pretty. That was a funny thing. I'm fading. Aaron, you're giving away all the secrets. People are going to start asking you questions next. Of course, I drink booze. There's booze in this coffee right now. You thought this was a water because of the bottle. Haha. You know what color vodka is? Yeah. Strong stuff. Whoa. Is Heather Boyd Wire still here? I need her to tell me more stuff. She has fun things to say. I wanted real coffee. All the places were closed, and I didn't have time to run out and go somewhere because I had to show up for you guys. I think Heather Boyd Wire and Aaron should just do a podcast next time, and I'll just type in questions. Heather is going live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Heather, you're in my time zone. What state are you in? Are you allowed to say? I'm going to tune into hers. 1 p.m. Yeah, I'll be there. Okay, I'm fading. So, guys, if you have any questions, like, throw them out there before I'm totally faded. From Debbie. Is it my Debbie? There's a Debbie who's like on every single one of my social medias. She's always present. Is it the same Debbie? My friend Mary Beth Fields. Matt, what do you do in your free time? I'll let you know when I have some. Central is 1 hour behind, so that'll be 12 noon. Go see Heather Boyd Wire tomorrow. I'm sure has more professional setup going on. She'll probably be filming with a whole bunch of art stuff behind her. I'm guessing. I bet I'm right. I'm usually right about these things. No, Aaron, there's like 5 or 6 people who are just always there, and I actually remember their names. I'm usually not good with names. So I'm wondering if this Debbie is the same Debbie. Thank you. Thank you. Erin is the she is the welcoming commit. She's like the person at Walmart, the greeter. She's make sure everybody gets in safe and says good night to them. Yeah, this is good. I love being tired because that means I can sleep. The worst is when everyone else went to sleep and I still have energy because I don't know. I'm on a bad schedule. That's when it's bad. But I've been on a pretty good schedule the last couple of weeks. The worst thing about being your own boss for me is you have to discipline yourself. And I think most people are smart enough to realize they can't do that. It's humanly very, very hard. And I'm not in a mall because it is the most profitable way to sell art. Both my mentors have never done a mall kiosk. They've narrowed it down to the most profitable shows that are on weekends. And then during the week, they make all their jewelry and they're disciplined. I am at a mall because I need somewhere to show up every day that's not my house. I need someplace that expects me to be there every day at a certain time to keep me accountable and to keep me on a schedule. And if you get a kiosk at a mall, if you don't open that thing on time, you'll get penalized. Like because they're usually covered by a big giant tarp and it looks like a big ugly trash bag once the customers start coming in. And if you don't come take your tarp off and turn the lights on when the mall opens, you get in trouble. And if you get in trouble too many times, they start fining you. And now you're losing money. And you're on their bad list. So anytime you need a favor or something, forget it. So I needed that. I needed like Now it's a little rough because it's not like 9 to 5. It's like 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., which is 11 hours. And then only on Sunday, it's like 11 to 6, which is 7 hours. And it's every day, 7 days a week, every day but Thanksgiving and Christmas. So that's way more. So I always had to hire people. And that has been hard because then now you have to pay people. And if they don't know how to sell your stuff like you're paying them even minimum wage. You're paying them like 8, 9, $10 an hour to sit there and do nothing for hours. You're losing money. And if you can train them to be like you're amazing. But it's really hard. It's really hard to duplicate yourself for me, I found. Oh my gosh. Yay, thanks. Well, if Heather Boyd Wire lived in my state, I think we could manage a kiosk together and probably both make more money than we would on our own, but I don't even know where she is. She's I know she's in Eastern Standard Time. That's all I know. Montreal. That's far. I don't know what the malls are like there. I went to Toronto twice. I loved it. I really didn't feel like I left the US except for how people say a boat and a. What you thinking about a? Other than that, it's basically the US. And the money is funny. The money looks like Monopoly money, and there's coins, and there's weird, goofy coins that are called loonies because they look a little loony. Oh, and they had the weirdest flavors of potato chips, like ketchup flavored potato chips and cheeseburger flavored potato chips. But everything else was the same. Looney Tunes. You have Looney Tunes in Ohio? What, they have a Woodstock in Canada? Was it like our Woodstock? I'm in Pennsylvania. John Denver never sang about my state, as far as I know. Yeah, you have to go. Goodbye, Lavender Lace Celtic. Thank you for spending time with us. I need to go too. I should just leave the camera on and let you guys keep talking. Elton John talked about Pennsylvania. Oh, yeah, he had something about Philadelphia. What was that? Why is that? Where am I not remembering that? Philadelphia. That's what is that song about? I think every Elton John song is like the catchiest tune, and what the heck is he talking about? I think there's like two songs I actually know what he's talking about. I don't think anyone else knows what he's talking about, and I don't think anybody cares because the songs are so good. 'Cause I live and breathe Philadelphia freedom. That was my Muppet version of Elton John. I'm in I go back and forth from Philadelphia to Central PA. That's where I am now. Edmonton, Canada. Two people from Canada. Heather Boyd Wire, if you're still there, do you know Saturane? She's also from Canada. You two should know each other because you're in the same country. No, I'm only in one mall, and then I go visit my family, and I was going to take classes during the week, and I ended up that fell through after a while, but I go help with family stuff during the week, and then I go hang out at the mall on the weekends. And now the holidays are here. I'm just going to be here at the mall the month and a half. Oh, Heather Boyd Wire, you have to get some rest for your big day tomorrow. Heather Boyd Wire, I want to ask you, who is your favorite non-jewelry YouTuber? Maybe even non-art. Like who's a YouTuber you absolutely love who is not in the same category? Sunny Lenarduzzi. What does this person do? Your YouTube mentor. Should I look this person up? Is she that good? I'm gonna write her down. I'm just gonna learn from you guys the rest of if I stay awake. Sunny Lenarduzzi. Okay. You took her course, YouTube for Bosses. I love it. Like a boss. Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star, that's the makeup artist, right? There's like 3 people in Canada now. The place is getting packed. Trisha, where are you? What biggest town are you near? I think Aaron is gone. Nope. A naughty Canadian goose. I don't think I've ever imagined those 3 words going together. I'm writing that down. Naughty Canadian goose. I'm going to make a channel called Naughty Canadian Goose. That sounds like a good name for a band, too. Ha ha ha! Beverly, great minds. Allison, you're going to get coffee now. Oh, goodness. People are just tuning in. Oh, I'm fading. Oh, man. We're up to 1 hour and 37 minutes. No wonder. It's going to be midnight, right? No, it's going to be 11. My time, anyway. Oh, okay. York, yeah. York and Lancaster, both very close. Okay, goodbye, Heather Boyd Wire. Hi, Mimi B. Dolls. Bring up the dinosaur. I don't have it with me here. I don't know if I have anything interesting to bring out. Oh. Hi, Yate. It's not my dinosaur. Oh, I don't know whose dinosaur it is. One of my niece or nephews. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up like 5 minutes. Any last questions? Sorry, Yate. I'm getting tired. It's been a long, late night. Thanks. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. If anybody said anything nice and I didn't say thank you, I thank you. Because I've been reading a lot of nice comments and I'm just like really, really fading. Popular length for the men's black cord. Men like stuff to hang down lower. Usually men don't like stuff up here unless they have like a collared shirt and they want to show. Usually men, it's longer. This is like 24 inches. 24 inches is good length for men. That's what I'm going to go with, 24 inches. But if you put some jump rings or like 2 inches of chain on the back, then you can always say, hey, it's adjustable. And even if they don't even know what they like, just the fact that it's adjustable makes them feel better about buying it. Tracy G, I'm gonna go live every Taylor. I'm gonna go live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the first one. Where's Taylor? I hope Taylor's not here. Taylor? Yeah, is Yay Tay Taylor? Aaron? Oh my gosh. Tell me Yay Tay is Taylor. No, I don't think it is. Yay, Aaron, that's not Taylor, is it? I'm confused. Oh, Taylor, you should be sleeping. Shouldn't you? No, yeah, you kind of. Oh gosh. Should I expose who Taylor is? People will put it together at some point. Taylor, did you do all your homework? So barefoot hippies is putting it together. Oh, it's funny. She didn't do her homework. I'm gonna have to make a phone call after I hang up with this. Tay, you're funny. You're a funny girl. Oh. Oh, it's so funny. Someday we will tell all. This coffee is making me sleepy. I'm convinced. There's too much sugar and not enough. I don't even know if they put caffeine in this thing. This is a hoax. This is a scam. Taylor, you are funny and you are going to be grounded. All right. Good night. Good night, you two. Allison, I have to get you the spider. I'm cleaning up my table today and I'm like, oh, there's that bag with the spiders in it again. I got to get that mailed out. No, coffee. Here's the weird thing about coffee. People think psychosomatically, this is the last thing I'm going to say and then we'll end it. People think you drink coffee, woo, you get a pep in your step. Medically, the caffeine doesn't hit your system for half an hour. Some people take what's called coffee naps. They don't want to take a nap and go out for too long because they'll throw their schedule off. but they want a quick power nap. So they down a whole bunch of coffee when they're feeling tired, and then they lay down immediately. And then half an hour later, the coffee pops them up wide awake and they're full of energy. Caffeine takes about half hour to hit your system. So that's interesting. Meanwhile, I think sugar makes you sleepy right away. That's what I think. So yeah, Yate. All right, Yate, you need to go to sleep, or I'm going to expose too much. I have too much stuff on you. There is you don't want me to tell everything. Okay. It's at 1:45, almost 1:46. 1 hour 46 minutes. Last questions. This is fun. I'm relaxed. I could hang out with you guys all night, but it's going to get boring if I don't actually say much. No more questions. Anyone have any last questions? A YouTube influencer. I don't know. I don't know if anybody wants to be an influencer. I think it's like people want to get big enough until they can make money off of any social media. Good night, Aaron, and you know what you need to do because somebody is in trouble. I set an alarm, but I prefer to get up without the alarm. Sometimes I set the alarm and hit snooze, which is not the best, but sometimes I get my best sleep during snooze. I think that's evidence that I'm still not on a great sleep schedule. Yeah, when you're everybody I think anyone who is extroverted enough to be on social media and be excited about all that attention, they want to be huge. They want to be a celebrity, they want to be rich, and that is the goal. And I think the influencer part is like where you get big enough where people will pay you just to talk about their product. Or you can go into a restaurant and say, I'm a YouTube influencer. I would like a free meal, please, and then I will tell everyone that you have a great restaurant here, which is horrible, but people do that, and South Park made fun of that with the Yelp influencers. Did I create the what in my last video? I don't know what's musin. What's musin? Music. No, I don't know what my last video was that has music, but I haven't put music on a video since. All right, you want to see my music? The last video I think I put music on was how many wire rings can I make in 1 hour? That one was all me playing guitar. It was like 3 different songs of me playing guitar. No, the dancing video, no, I wish I made that music. That's like a full band with a clarinet. That's amazing, and I think it's a clarinet. I'm going to go back and listen to it and realize I'm totally wrong, but that's like, no, that's a whole orchestra piece with like jazz parts written out carefully. I love that song. I played bongo drums. No, I didn't play bongo drum. I haven't used any of my music in like weeks. Yeah, how many wire rings can I make in 1 hour? You have to be careful because I have a lot of titles that are similar. but it's how many wire rings can I make in 1 hour? And that video is all my guitar music. And I spike my coffee in that video in the middle. It's very fun. Okay, guys, thank you for hanging out. You are awesome. You're all awesome. Any last questions? You have 30 seconds, and then I'm going to say good night. Good night. Like the Von Trapp family. Good night. Good night. Da, 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 da. Good night. Good night. Good night. It's the best movie ever made, by the way. Ever. Soundtrack, everything. Only that, Singing in the Rain, and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Halvizerdane. It was German words, whatever they are. Williamsport. What's your favorite line ever? That'll be our last thing. Oh, UK, you need to go to sleep. My gosh, it's like 4 a.m. there. I feel terrible now. I'm locking off. How long have you been here? Did you just come? Popular length of a woman's necklace is dumber than a bag of hammers. Popular length of a woman's average is 18. 18 is safe. 18 looks good on some women. If you have a skinny girl, a teenager, 16 or even 15. Whoops. It went off for a second. You want it like right up high, close to their collarbone. Otherwise, like skinny little girls, it'll get lost in their shirt. But a lot of women, 16 looks good because it's up close to a choker. I think chokers look really pretty, or just below a choker. But women who are a little thicker, 18 is safer. And then there's women who like that necklace going all the way down to their belly button. That's just a preference. That's like 24 to 30 inches. But yeah, if you have it 18 and then you have an option like jump rings or thicker chain on the end where they can clasp it up to 16, that's always really good. Yay, Steven. Yay. Sorry, everyone else who gave complimentary things and I didn't say anything. I listened and they really mean a lot. I just, I'm a little OCD and ADD. So sometimes I don't get every single one. 40 to 50 inches. I could jump rope with that. No. Oh, we might as well make it a solid 2 hours at this point. We got like 6 minutes left. Got new people still checking in. Okay, everybody, I'm going to be here next Tuesday. We'll do another one. Same time, 9 p.m. my time, whatever time that is for you. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard American Time. Yeah, I hear you, Stan. Kids, you can do, depending on the kid. If you mean kid like the 12-year-old, it's different than kid like 6-year-old. But kids have little teeny tiny necks. I usually like to measure it right on them, make sure the parents are, are approving the length also. But yeah, I would say if you're making a whole line for kids and they're like little, like under 10, I would say 15 inches is safe. I mean, 16 inches looks good on a teen girl, but 16 inches on a little kid is gonna like, it's gonna be down halfway to their belly button. Yeah, 14 inches can work for kids. 14 inches is a choker on some people. Boo, boo, boo. Yeah, leather. I was saying before, you can get like 100. They're either leather or woven cotton cord, which is, it looks just as good and it's strong. With the clasp and the length of 2 inches of chain on the end. From Amazon for like $11, you can get 100 of them. It's the best deal ever. I have people who come and just want to buy a cord for their necklace pendant, and they're willing to pay a couple bucks for a single cord, and it costs you like 18 cents. And there's no problem with that, because you give it to them for a couple bucks, or they can go to a store and pay like $7 for it. Yeah. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. I'm so glad. I can't stand when I'm like unable to sleep. Oh, I never did the check-in. Today is day 20. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to hang up this thing and do the check-in. I can't believe that. That's okay. Everyone who's on the 30-day challenge, this is your check-in. I'm gonna put up a video in a second, but this is your official check-in. When you feel like it, look for the video, put up the comment, tell me how you did. Fire Mountain is, I used Shipwreck Beads before I found Fire Mountain. They're kind of the same thing, I think. Shipwreck Beads was pretty cool. And then Fire Mountain, I looked at their website. I never ordered anything from them, but I've gotten other stuff people ordered from them, and they seem cool too. They're just expensive. They're really expensive compared to AliExpress. Now, you're going to get exactly what you want in English, exact everything, whereas AliExpress is like Wild West. Half the time you don't, but Fire Mountain gems, everybody thinks they're amazing. I think they're overpriced. But you can definitely get exactly what you want. If you want a very specific stone that is going to wow people, and you can charge an extra $15 because the stone is gorgeous, and you have to pay $9 or $10 for that stone on Fire Mountain Gems, whereas you would have paid $3 on AliExpress, but you can't find it on AliExpress because their website is not user friendly, especially to English words. Do the Fire Mountain Gems. I mean, if you know exactly what you're looking for. I mean, those high-end wire wrappers, those ones who weave gorgeous stuff, they spend like 3 hours and they make a piece that they want $300 for. They use just one single labradorite with the most beautiful flash you've ever seen in your life. They probably paid 15 or 20 bucks for that one stone because they know they're going to get 300 bucks for that necklace. But I'm going to tell you a little secret. I don't know if this is true for all of them, and once they get established, maybe it's wrong. It's not true, but they're not selling a lot of those necklaces in the beginning. When they start out, there's not a lot of people walking around with 300 bucks that want to give it to some handmade jewelry person. That's just sadly the way it is. There's the people who go to K Jewelers and Littman Jewelers, and they come with their $4,000 to get an engagement ring or something for their wife. And then there's the people walking around with 20 bucks in their pocket to spend on an impulse. And instead of buying a bunch of food and drinks, they see your really gorgeous piece and they'll give you the 20 bucks. But once you get above 60 in the handmade world, it's really hard. You have to be really good to find where those people are that want to spend more. Etsy's good if you know how to build that following, but if you don't, I'm not the expert. I'm the expert on 5 to 25 bucks. You want to make money selling 5 to 25 buck pieces? Pick my brain all day long. And I've sold pieces all the way up to 95, but it's very rare. Okay, here we go. We're up 2 hours. I'm going to sign off. Everybody have a wonderful night. I'm going to put up the 30-day challenge video. I love you all. You're wonderful. See you next week, 2 o'clock, same time. 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Good night, good night, good night.